interesting because most of the times we've seen teams, they want to flex, they want to get to that red side as much as possible to counter pick. It's about that chess game, but NONGSHIM are like, actually, we want blue as much as possible because we want to dictate how these drafts go.
Yeah, NONGSHIM REDFORCE and Dominator. NONGSHIM on the other side now. They still have a lot of their favorites for Siri here for game number 4. I think DOMINATOR, Magistrate could come out in this game if they want to be a lot more confident. And they're taking out some options here from CC for this next game.
Yeah, they're going to look to take that away. I just got to attack him as much as possible. CC and TNX have been the guys that have been very consistent. I mean, they haven't really gotten the MVPs because the supporting cast of the Dominator Esports lineup with L, Jurl, and of course Tufts has done such a great job of letting those stars shine, but doing it in a way where they're, again, controlling NONGSHIM.
Yeah. Dominator, what are they going to be doing here for the first parts of their drafts? Because I think NONGSHIM REDFORCE still has a lot of roamers that they could use here. They still haven't picked up the Tongfei, so that could be a good first pick here for NONGSHIM REDFORCE just to secure a great engager for Namu.
Yeah, and I think they need that. I think that right now is the moment. This is the critical part of the draft where they need to ensure that they do have those like big alts, especially coming from the roam.
Yeah, and right now with Young, there you go. I was about to say it because you showed your hand on this first pick. Here it comes. They're going to be picking up the CCer for themselves so that they won't have that easy combo for the side of NONGSHIM.
Yeah, and taking it away. I mean, the Dolia has been quite good as well, but with the Chicha to kind of round out those first 2 picks, this could be interesting because the Chicha has so much flexibility. You can put it almost anywhere, and it adds quite a bit to the team.
Yeah, there you go. As I'm saying, they needed somebody to go for the engage, so they, even without the Dolia, they're just going to be going for the Beast, Zhangfei, for their side, and good wave clear is going to be pretty important here for NONGSHIM REDFORCE just because they picked up that tri-line.
Will never end.
Yep, and it looks like the Tooncaster a little bit more sustained with that unending sorrow. It's going to be kind of annoying, so they need to deal with that. Venomous Staffs, I mean, itemization aside, like hero-wise, you probably like want to control the Tooncaster, make sure that she doesn't get too far away. Obviously, they've already used the Yixing, but that would have been a potential good pick here.
Yeah, one thing that I love about the Tooncaster is that she's a winning lane most of the time, especially if you put her on mid, because she's going to be dealing most of the poke damage, especially against a Garuda in the early stages of the game. So she has a lot more leeway to move around the map.
And now it looks like this is the setup, right? When you have that Zhangfei, the beast, to deal with that potential jump in. When the Chicha's going to get close, the Byron's going to be there as well. So this is going to be really up to Namu to really set the tone in these team fights. But now you've got the D-Ren-J as well as the Charlotte or the Rose Fencer. All heroes that have access to that backline. And it's looking kind of juicy on the Dominator Esports lineup.
Yeah, for Dominator's side, they do have a lot of winning lanes here, so they could dominate at least the mid lane and the top side. Ooh, this is going to be good because they have the Wild Rider, because they have dominating lanes on mid and the Clash lane. They could push those lanes pretty easily with the Wild Rider on their side.
Yep. It's a good opportunity here. I mean, that's just going to be, it's going to be tough to deal with, right? Because the D-Ren-J, again, if he gets caught in by the Wild Rider, he can just run it down. The Yang Jian, just the damage dealing, beast that he is going to maybe potentially struggle with this Wild Rider because he has a decent amount of control as well.
Yeah, and this is going to be pretty tough here for NONGSHIM REDFORCE because they do have a lot of ways to engage with the Beast, Twilight, and Rose Fencer, and they do have 2 gears that are turning on the backline that will be doing the damage, so it's a bit of a balanced composition, and I kind of like that, and Dominator could go from different fronts with what they have here.
Okay. All right. I think that that's the biggest thing. You want to be flexible. You want to go with different fronts and to really give your team a chance. But this game is absolutely critical for NONGSHIM. If they're down 1-3, that is a world of hurt. And to be able to win 3 straight from that point on, might be nigh impossible at that point. So this is, in my opinion, a must-win game for NONGSHIM REDFORCE. Is the draft good enough to really compete and to kind of take on this Dominator esports lineup that's finding momentum in this series? We're going to have to find out in, of course, this game 4.
Yeah, it's a front-to-back a classic for NONGSHIM REDFORCE. I think they're very confident about those types of lineups, especially with Illusions and a very utility-centric mid laner on their side. I think this is going to go good for them. They just have to play their cards right. They just have to be careful about the scaling of that Wild Rider and that Forged Maiden. If not, it's all going to be good for NONGSHIM. I think they have a fighting chance with this lineup.
I think so too, right? I think that these are more very sucked in. Like whenever you have a Zhang Fei on the squad, I'm always like, got a chance, right? Like this is a game-winning ult available to them, and it really comes back to the positioning and how Dominator Esports dodges most of this. But the fact that NONGSHIM are now digging deep and using the Garuda to kind of counter the IKL squad of the Dominator lineup, this is going to be a fun one.
Yeah, they're just planting their flags right now in front of us after that. And we're seeing Illusion just making sure that he's going to be the first one to move around after getting that first wave clear on their side. And what I like about this is that they know what they're going to be up to. TNX is going to go to the top side of the map, going to try to go for this Firehawk right here. But they might be trapped themselves. This Spike Tail base is also going to be taken, so it's still an equal trade.
Yeah, and that's what they really want. I mean, the zoning away, though, now, CC has that Firehawk, which is going to be the only one of the game to really help accelerate this bottom lane. If we're looking at other lane matchups, though, which one is the most important, at least for you?
For me, on this matchup, I think it's going to be on the mid lane. How these two mid laners are going to be moving around is always going to be important, especially with the U1. The Garuda, not much, but the U1, I'm going to be excited in how she moves around here.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I mean, I'm looking at Rattel right now, and I'm thinking this Charlotte, like, who else is going to really jump onto that back line? He's the one that's going to be able to, or he needs to, provide that pressure. Get onto Jurl, get onto CC and L, and make them, again, just uncomfortable. And he's the only guy with that mobility.
Yeah, and that's the goal, right? Whenever you're playing this, in Tufts, look at him. He's just tanking up a lot of damage, and they basically have different MOs here, right? For Rattel, for Tufts, one is going to go to the backline, one is going to go for the front, and they are just going to be dealing damage. Force the flash away out of Rattel, half HP on this guy.
Yeah, but zoned away, now they're going to teleport. It's a good gank attempt, right? You have to kind of constantly move across the map. Oh, but they find CC.
Yeah, CC got trapped a bit here. Had to use his ult just to move away. And even Wings of Judgment from Illusion just to force him back away with a bit of a chip damage. Half HP on some members.
Yeah, a little bit of damage at this point. Still very early, it's very close. But Haku on this Yangjian really needs to shine. He's another guy that we're kind of looking into to ensure that they have a fighting chance. Because if he hounds, this is a potential way to get to the back line, right? And him and Rattel, those are the two Bash brothers that really need to be the aggressive frontliners.
Yeah, one thing that I'm very excited about is this Doya versus the Doya with a Forge Maiden. Because she could reset the ult pretty easily, right? Return of the Arms Master is a very strong part of her kit for CC. And if he's able to do it twice in a fight, it's going to be good. The stun comes in, waves his halberd around, and he is going to be dealing a bit of damage. That's the wall right here from Illusion, just so everybody can't walk forward.
Yeah, and that zone, that Wings of Judgment is going to be annoying to deal with. Dominator need to find a way to kind of angle around that or have, force out Illusion to make a potential mistake with how those things are being thrown out so that, they don't take as much. So cutting off the angle will be key for Dominator. I expect Tufts to be that guy.
Yeah, let's see what they're going to be doing here for NONGSHIM. 25 seconds. We're going to be having the objectives right now. Force the ultimate, the return of the Arms Master here, but was stunned right on track.
Yeah, and great start for them. I mean, just going into this, the net worth is a bit of a wash. This is a great situation for NONGSHIM, right? You'd never want to really be losing. Obviously, they would want to be winning in this situation, but after the last game, I think you'll take what you can get and go with that 50-50.
Oh! Still got the stun, forced the flash away from Illusion. That's big. But the reaction from NONGSHIM REDFORCE, HOK is already on top of the Tyrant with Unbridled Outburst. That's going to be stopping them from doing anything else. This is going to be the time for them to go in. They have a lot of people just backing up from DMT. But onto the backline, we're seeing Rattel fighting against 2, but no damage is happening on him.
Yeah, really well played by Rattel, right? Just holding them back, and you want to attract as much attention, and you're able to stay alive on the Charlotte. You can kind of parry most of those attacks if possible, but Haku getting that Tyrant, really nice turn of events for NONGSHIM as they have a bit of a lead now.
Yeah, bit of a lead that they can make use of. Tufts didn't opt to go for that flash, just to go for that engage on Illusion. He didn't have any flash. Good way to force them to back off.
They've been backing off it as well. And Haku here, level 8, keep it on pace with TNX. This is kind of where you want to be. But the biggest piece for me, look at Rattel. All by himself, this is where you want to be.
Ooh, yeah, the damage is going to be there. Here it comes. They might be able to get the stun in. The knockup is going to be there, but Rattel teleporting in stops DMT from diving in.
Yeah, and that's going to be just enough. And now the Revenge Tour.
Yeah, Gerald is in position. Unending Sorrow has to be forced. And even the flash, just so he survives.
Just enough, and that's really what you want. Nice counter rotation. Good, you know, you got to protect the bottom lane as much as possible. Oh, they go for the steal, and Haku does take that one.
He gets it anyway, and they got the tower too. I love the positioning right here from Haku, just so they won't be able to defend the tower at the bottom lane. He was just moving forward right onto the blue side in order for them to zone out the members.
Really well played. I mean, by NONGSHIM. I mean, yeah, you lost to the top T1, but being able to take that away, anything that you can do to slow down TNX, I think is a positive in my book.
Yeah, I think this is good. You have like 2 carries on the side of DMT, and if TNX and CC are going to be delayed, this is good for NONGSHIM.
Yeah, definitely very good. And I think that, you know, Dominator, on the other hand, they need a single pick-off, right? They have an Agudo. They're able to slow siege and just kind of run it down. They haven't had that spacing because NONGSHIM have taken the fight to them. They are a little bit behind, so it's much harder to take any sort of fight.
Where now DMT is just making use of, or at least Rattel is making use of the advantage that they got from a while ago. And they're trying to position themselves here in Unbridled Outburst. Flash from Tufts so that he doesn't get caught.
Looks like that's going to be the end of that one. I mean, just a big commitment by Namu there, at least for that ult. But in the bottom lane, Rattel.
Not a lot of damage from CC, even with the return of the Arms Master. But they're going to be looking for the push here anyway. Going to force the ult maybe from CC, but they don't have any minions right now.
Don't have that now, but this is why when you zone them away and you have a TNX, Agudo with that wild growth, you can push wherever you want almost.
Yeah. They're going to be pushing that. There's nobody at the bottom lane, so that's going to be an easy push. While the members of NONGSHIM REDFORCE took the tower also on the Clash lane.
Yep. And now they're going to jump in. Dominator Esports understanding that with that bottom T1 open, this opens up the map, right? And now they're going to put a lot of pressure on this bottom T2.
Could go for another push. Haku tried to go for the stun. They have to run away here. A lot of slows coming in from DMT so that there's no follow-up from NONGSHIM. And even with that, they're trying to converge on them. That Unbridled Outburst changes things. Not the first blood. Make that a double kill for Haku.
And this is the power of the Zhangfei. Namu going in and getting that stun. That was absolutely huge for them. Setting it up. I mean, that's the biggest thing where you have the rest of NONGSHIM, which is a lot of damage dealers. But if they lock it down, you're able to just free fire and blow them up.
Yeah, this is what I love about Trilight too, right? He's just tanking in front of everybody. CC doesn't even need to use the flash, doesn't have a lot of damage. Look at that. Haku was just tanking the full brunt of CC's damage.
Yeah, he's getting to that point where he's going to be annoying to deal with. This Yangjian is going to be a problem and has damage. It's tanky. I mean, this is exactly the type of hero that Haku likes to play because it can kind of, you know, get onto the mobile side as well. It adds quite a bit. It's basically a jack of all trades, and it's actually quite good.
Yeah, he has the best type of damage too. A true one. So that's why it's hard to actually fight against him. Has a lot of sustain too. So DMT trying their best to at least flap their wings, get some space, but it's really hard, right? It's really hard because you need Tufts to go to those brushes in order for you to clear it.
Yeah, and also Tufts is a level behind. I mean, he's kind of fallen behind Rattel, who's gotten the better of him, and Rattel has done quite well. He's got a 1.3K net worth lead, has been, you know, sizing up for that team fight when they do happen.
Ooh, Namu's in a good position to go in. X gonna be the target, has able to dash away. Unleash the Hound is gonna be there. The Unbridled Outburst almost hits him on the last part of it, but right now CC is gonna be chased down. Haku is dealing a lot of damage. Even though that's the case, no damage is falling to the hands of NONGSHIM REDFORCE. They're all just tanking everybody from DMT.
And somehow CC survived, as well as TNX. I mean, those are the main targets, Tuftsy as well as L. They threw their bodies at this one to kind of create a little bit of space, a little bit of a distraction, and NONGSHIM kind of got lost in the sauce, so to speak, in terms of that focus, but still getting 2 kills, and they're now going to turn it into at least a mid T2.
Bro, they're just tanking all the damage up. They're just soaking up members of DMT. And DMT, unless they get like a Daybreaker or something, they're not going to be able to deal any damage against Haku, Rattel, even Namu, because at this point, as we see it, Return of the Arms Master, every time CC uses it, he was dealing 0 damage against these targets.
Yeah, he was not doing anything at that point. I mean, he was actually being focused. He was just running for his life at a certain point because the fact that nothing was happening. I mean, he's 0-0-0. He is still staying alive, and he is keeping on pace with Siri, who's been largely quiet in that sense with his 102 KDA, but now we're waiting for the end.
Yeah, great position there, though. They already have their position right there on the tower. Namu not moving a muscle. They might smell him if ever he moves a muscle, so he's just going to be going in front. The Beast is there. Tried to go for that Unbridled Outburst, forced the Unending Sword away pretty early at this fight. Gets the knockup, but is that enough to get the kill on Siri? Yes, it might be. Yes, they will able to get the kill now, and now this is going to be a 1v5. CZ is going to be coming in. It's still a 4v4, but they are not going to continue to go for the fight. Look at CC. He's just trying, but everybody knows to just back off whenever he uses his ult.
Oh, Namu with that Umbrella Outburst, completely dodged out by Jurl with that Unending Sorrow, really changes the dynamics of that fight because they thought they were the aggressors, and then they get jumped on. And when you're the DRNJ, this is a hero that, again, wants to be as far back as possible, just free firing. He has almost little to no mobility. He gets jumped in, he gets killed, and then the rest of NONGSHIM really can't fight, and they actually had to run. Yes, you get Tufts, but this is not a good trade for NONGSHIM.
Yeah, he was also in front. That's why he was an easy target for Tufts. Tufts didn't even need to use the flash to get the Storm Strike on him. But it was still nice right here. DMT still fighting back, stopped them from pushing the T3 on the top side. And now they might have an opportunity here because right now Rattel is in the bot lane. So they can go for the... Oh, they're going to go for Rattel, I think.
Oh, look at this. CC, he's going to meet up with Rattel.
Yeah.
They're going to meet in the jungle. Oh, he's taking so much. Well, Rattel was he's got the mobility, he's tanky enough.
Still not enough. And because of that showing, they got the Overlord for free and decided NONGSHIM.
Yeah, completely baited out. I mean, CC, you know, thought he could get that ambush onto Rattel, but in the end, I mean, not getting anything and not able to even contest the Overlord, not a great spot for DMT.
Oh man, it's not a good trades coming in from DMT. 5k gold lead. They are forced to move around where NONGSHIM REDFORCE wants them to move. Now NONGSHIM REDFORCE just needs to wrap this up with the Shadow Vanguard on their hands. They're using the Wings of Judgment to get the damage in. Haku transforms, but they are going to be getting this tower. No contest whatsoever from DMT.
I mean, Haku is very scary when he's in that Heaven and Earth mode, right? So I think that this is a situation where you kind of give that respect. Namu looking for the angle, not going to find it. CC dashing out. He's going to be fine. But the Shadow Vanguard pushing in the top lane, they can provide even more pressure here.
That was a scary position from the Namu because if CC didn't get the Celestial Melody there, that could have been a kill for the side of NONGSHIM REDFORCE. But good thing L was there to help out.
Definitely. L's been Johnny on the spot in terms of, you know, all the spells and, you know, Celestial Melody especially in the positioning. He's just been saving his teammates. The perfect play for the roam, but now NONGSHIM looking to siege.
Wings of Judgment. Shadow Vanguard is here. Positioning is there. TNX doesn't have a lot of HP anymore. Tufts in front. is trying to be the wall in front of everybody, even forcing the unending sorrow, but because he forced it, Gerald was a perfect target for the side of NONGSHIM REDFORCE. They're not stopping. They're going in. They still got the stun in, and the Shadow Vanguard will be marching through right down at the bottom, even on top, but they need to back off. It doesn't have enough HP.
Oh, it was a bit of a problem. I mean, they had them where they wanted, which is like pushing back. Dominator was not going to go down easy, considering they had the Fountain to just really out-heal this. But now, without that mid-lane push, that was a bit of a gap, and they had to slow it down. Now they're going in.
Yeah, might be able to get the stun here. Tufts tanking up a lot of damage, but onto the back line, you can see that CC is trying his best to get a kill, but nothing is happening in his favor. NONGSHIM REDFORCE are just marching towards the win here. They have a lot of waves, but they might be cleared. Unbridled Outburst onto the back. John X has been pushed forward. All of the members right now are converging on their targets. A flash from Illusion just to push them out. And this is the time for them to finish. The minions are moving forward. NONGSHIM, the greatest red, hasn't faded just yet.
Hasn't faded just yet, and they actually deserved that game. I mean, the way that they had played, they were in control. They were like, we're not losing this one. We're not going to be going down 1-3. This is a stop that we can make. We have the heroes, we have the players, we're able to do it. And NONGSHIM REDFORCE, I don't know what they're eating. I'm assuming it's
they're eating
ramen in the end, but let's continue on.
They're eating Dominator, man. They're eating Dominator for, what time is it? For dinner, at least. It's close to dinner, so they're eating them for dinner. But it was great, right? Seeing NONGSHIM REDFORCE in this position, I'm really I'll be honest with you, Holler. I'm really surprised that NONGSHIM REDFORCE has this in store for Dominator during the best of 7.
Yeah. And again, there were questions like, how is NONGSHIM gonna go, right? And NONGSHIM, I mean, was selected by Dominator Esports, and now they're in essentially a best of 3 going into this one. How deep are the hero pools from both sides, right? This is a true test for Dominator Esports as well.
Man, if they win this was such a great, like, redemption era for them. Like, we got picked for by Dominator because they think we're weak, but we won against them anyway. Crazy. This is going to be a crazy storyline for NONGSHIM REDFORCE if ever they take this. I love this because it's going the lengths. Because as you said, it's a best of 3 at this point.
Yeah, and I mean, look at the play. Like the KDA, the only person who died was Siri. Shame on him, right? How dare you die? The rest of them, though, didn't die a single time. Unblemished. They get the A+ from me, and they really showed why. Dominator, I mean, they were trying to get in. You saw CC trying to make some of those plays. The ambush, the solo kills. Wasn't able to find anything, and actually, he came out 0-1-0 in this one.
Oh man, it was really hard for CC, right? Because you can see, even without a lot of tanky items from the side of Haku, Haku was just tanking pretty well for CC's damage. He's not even afraid of it. He got the Daybreaker a bit later in the game, but they were losing on the damage department that game. I remember the exact time that Siri died. It was when he was in front. And he was the only one who died, but everybody did their part here for NONGSHIM.
Yeah, everyone else stepped up. I mean, they did so much damage. Like Illusion, Haku, Siri, like all of those guys where, you know, they had really no avenue of attack because they were so low. And the gold graph completely shifting in favor of NONGSHIM REDFORCE because they were in full control. They had all of, again, the damage to just overtake them. Haku was a beast in this one.
Yeah, I think just looking at the draft again, just thinking of why DMT is having a hard time that time is because they didn't really have like a good form of crowd control in that game. It was hard for TNX and CC to just hack on anyone because whenever CC pops the Return of the Arms Master, everybody was just running away. There was nothing to keep them together so that ult will soak up, or at least the members of NONGSHIM will soak up more of that damage.
And being able to do that, I mean, look at the head-to-head. Like, Illusion right here, just outclassing Drill on this one. Just did a really good job. Those Wings of Judgment were doing quite a bit. And every time, you know, their players like Haku got jumped, he would throw it at the right time to just kind of deter them from continuing on, basically saving his teammates all the time.
Yeah, the way he popped in also and used the second activation of Wings of Judgment on that ending play just to force everybody away was also great. That's why they were able to finish that game too. And again, DMT, what is happening here? I'm surprised that this is happening to them. NONGSHIM REDFORCE is doing a good job, especially Namu in this game, because his engages from the first parts of this game were key for them to get the pace, the tempo in that early stages.
Yeah, but it looks like the MVP is gonna be Haku on this one. Clearly deserved, because he was just an absolute beast on this Yangjian, continuing to just, you know, not only do 123,000 damage, but to get those kills 4-0 and 5. I mean, he was out farming everybody. He just made life miserable for Dominator.
Yeah, even without the Dolia, the Sea Singer on his side, his Trilight was doing a lot of work for the team. And every time he goes for an engage, he was tanking up a lot of damage too. So that's why he definitely deserves this.
Definitely deserves this. I mean, we're going to see the highlights here, but like you were talking and you were singing praises of Namu on the Zhangfei. His impact was definitely there as well. And I think that they need to kind of let him play these type of heroes, because it's all about the setup, and then the rest of the team is there with that damage to kind of clean house. And with Siri and Haku there, you know that you're going to have a plethora of damage there.
Yeah, and from what we're seeing here, you can see this is the exact moment that Siri died. You can see it right there. Shame. That's the only death that they have in that game, and yes, shame on Siri for dying that game.
Yeah, how dare he? But I mean, it was just enough. I mean, that was a perfect umbrella outburst from the back, pushing them away. Namu with that play, and Jurl was in a bad spot. He thought he could be, you know, safe in this one, but then CC going in on this one, very ambitious, right? Once he died, there was no way that they hold on this, and it was a matter of time for NONGSHIM to just kind of close this one out.
Honestly, Tufts was doing work this game. He was tanking up a lot of damage from the other team, and it was definitely pretty hard for them to do anything at that point. It was a nice try for DMT, and I believe this will go the full